Hi guys, I hope everybody's doing good. I wanted to come back in and update y'all on what's been going on in Orland. We have our city council meeting that is coming up on this Tuesday, and there isn't much going on except one really interesting little tidbit. So our next meeting is going to be Tuesday, March 3rd at 6:30. And if you've been following this journey, you have been following the journey of the Paxton family and the building department in Orland. So, just to kind of recap, the building department has been all over the place, and we put together some specs here about what's been going on with our building department. They came and did a presentation 2 meetings ago, I believe, um, to city council. Gosh, it might have even been last meeting. At any rate, I wanted to pull up this kind of overview of what's been going on with the building department. So this is going to be our years. We have our 2021 to current, and every year the building department gives a presentation. So I have the specs of the previous year and the specs of what was presented by the building inspector. So here is the slide that was presented by Wyatt Paxton and his son Nicholas Paxton that took over. So in the presentation, he does give stats dating from 2021 to current. So Paxton came on board late in 2022 with Paxton Scott Enterprises. So the work being done in 2021 and most of 2022 was done by somebody else. And then Paxton came on board fully 2023 all the way to current. So if we look at the stats that were presented, we have the number of permits, and it looks like, what was previously reported in 2023 during the building department presentation and what Paxton reported in 2026. Now I highlighted it green if it matched up, and I highlighted it red if what was presented at that time versus what Paxton is presenting is different. So you can see here that there's a lot of red. So there's a lot of issues with the department fees collected. We have a lot of discrepancy going on here with what was previously reported versus what was presented in this slide. If we go over here to our fees collected, we could see the chart right here. And again, for example, 2023, he says 148, but when it was presented to city council back in 2024, it was marked as a little over 400K. So, and to remind you again, Paxton was fully on for 2023. So why aren't these records matching up? What's going on? Even 2024, there's a slight discrepancy, but 2023 is all over the place. Same goes with the number of previous inspections here. There's some big differences in what was previously presented and what Paxton was presenting in his presentation. So, unfortunately, when we have people that are giving presentations with numbers, if their numbers aren't accurate, it makes you question. Now, what drew my attention originally to Paxton was the payments Paxton was receiving. So let me just freeze this here. Sorry, guys. Let's freeze the year here. Let's go column A. Okay. So what was previously, oh, that's not helping us out much. There we go. What was previously paid in 2023 was 87,000, 82,000, and then we had a huge jump over to $121,000. So a massive jump in pay. But our fees collected, we have our fees collected here jumping up 200K. So, I mean, that's good, but I don't know if we can trust these fees collected for 2025 if we have all these numbers that are wrong here. So he came through with a slideshow that says that they collected 508,000. Now I did a public records request asking for the actual accounting receipts. Like I want to see the deposits. I want to see um the actual accounting deposits for these fees paid, because just this slide here putting a number down when we have all of these anomalies here does not make me feel comfortable with these numbers that they gave for being accurate. So, and it shows a massive jump in inspections as well too, right? At any rate, are these numbers true and solid for 2025? I don't know. I can't say yes. We have some green here saying that the numbers that they provided match up, but we have a lot of red here. So I can't be certain. But what really caught my eye, guys, is when I was doing the public records request, I requested a copy of his original contract. So Scott Paxton's original contract was signed late November 2022. Okay. And it was originally for Wyatt Paxton. And as you know, in 2024, he passed the baton on to his son, just gave him the work. So we saw a Wyatt making this amount, and then all of a sudden his son comes in. And for 2025, his son literally sees a massive spike in payouts. So what's going on here? What's happening? Let's take a look at the contract and see what we're supposed to be paying Paxton. Um, so first off, the thing that caught my eye was the term agreement. The term agreement for the contract was November 16th, 2022, expired June 30th, 2024. And it says unless extended in writing in advance by both parties, meaning the city and Paxton. This is what the city gave me. I asked them numerous times for an updated contract. They could not send me an updated contract. They could not send me anything extending that the contract has been extended. So we have our building inspector working off an expired contract. You guys, I don't even think that you could do that. I honestly don't think that the city can do that. So what we also have here is, let's see if we could see what the payment for services. The contractor shall be compensated at a rate not to exceed $75,000. Okay. This is excluding travel, right? So they'll do reimbursement for travel extra. So the contract that was signed into place with Wyatt was $75,000 max plus travel. That kind of lines up here, right? Although I don't honestly, is he charging us to drive from San Ramon? Because he is driving from San Ramon. So I kind of want to see these invoices. But this lines up, even if, I mean, it's relatively close to 75K, but this isn't 75K. That isn't even close to 75K. So what's going on here? Why are we paying Paxton so much money? So I couldn't get, let's scroll down to the bottom here. I couldn't get the contract, the new contract. This was signed into agreement November 2022 and expired in 2024. I requested it from the city, and the city did not respond back. But you know what they did? They added it into the agenda here. Look at this. Let's see. Resolution. Nope, not that one. Let's see. Where are we at? Here we are. Ratification of prior building inspection services. Guys, they messed up. And they're trying to backdate a contract to November 2024. We are literally about to enter in quarter two, 2026. Okay. So I, I, you know what? I am curious if they could even do this. They didn't even have the goals to come. They didn't even have the ability to come back to me and say, hey, you know what? You're right. There isn't a contract. And Paxton was actively messaging me. And when he was actively messaging me, I had asked him, I had said, hey, can you send me a copy of your current contract? Because the city doesn't have one. And and he went dark, guys. He went dark because I pressed him on this contract clause that says right here, you are to be compensated $75,000 a year, right here, $75,000 a fiscal year. So why the heck are you making so much money? So let's take a look at this document here that they're trying to do with Paxton. So they're telling you, oh yeah, well, we entered in on September 16th, 2022. We entered in with agreement with Paxton, but whoops, it expired. Okay. Um, and they say that in 2024, they went through and said that it expired, but whoops, it slipped through the cracks. Due to significant administration staffing transitions, the city has not fully executed an agreement. You guys, it is literally 2026. Nobody would have caught this unless I went in there and asked them for the updated contract. So not only did they not have the the balls, I'm just going to say it, to come back to me and say, oh, sorry, there's no current contract, they decided to slip it in here. And what they're going to do, let's take a look at the contract. Let's see what they want to pay this guy now, because now there's going to be new contract terms in here for Paxton. All right, so let me remind you guys, we are in a deficit, right? So we're in a deficit. We need to watch our spending. We know that we had a contract for Paxton for $75,000 a year. The contract expired in June 30th. Okay, so we're in debt. Paxton knows we're in debt. Let's see what they're offering the guy now. And they want to resend this. So let's take a look. So they're trying to say this agreement ratifies. So they're saying, oh, well, this will cover us doing work with the guy for over a year without a contract. You know what, guys? I don't think that they can do that. I don't know if they could do that. I mean, somebody outside of myself needs to take a look at this to see if this is something that they could do, because this was our taxpayer dollars. This was our money as citizens that they are paying this guy over the $75,000. We were only supposed to pay this guy $75,000 per fiscal year. The city comes through and says, whoops, we messed up because of staffing changes. So what now, we're going to backdate this to make everything okay. So that way it justifies of us paying him well over $75,000 a year. So let's see. So here's what they want to pay him, guys. They're giving him a raise. They're giving him a raise. They're giving him a raise to say, hey, for your inspections, we're giving you $75,000 a year. Tops, should not exceed. And you know darn well this guy's going to be submitting invoices, so it tops out, right? And he's going to get paid an extra $50,000 for building official and plan reviews. We are giving him a $50,000 raise. Now, I'm a little suspicious over this, guys, because check it out. It says $125,000 combined annually max. Are they doing that because they know they're in deep doo-doo, because they've done paid him over that 75,000, and now they're saying, well, let's backdate it. We have to give him a raise because we're going to be held responsible legally because we have been working outside of a contract with this guy. I don't know, guys. This is, for them to come through and say he gets a raise of $50,000 when we're in a deficit? What's going on? Why are they doing this? I think they're doing this to cover their butts. I think that they're sitting here backdating this because they knew that they're working off of a contract that expired June 30th, 2024. I mean, what type of shenanigans are these guys up to again? Is this negligence? It absolutely seems to be negligent, 100%. Is it incompetency? It's just, are we working with a completely incompetent group of people here? Because let me tell you, any contract they should have it in their calendars. Should have it when all those contracts are expiring. They should be marked in the calendars, alerting the systems. They should not be doing this. This is ridiculous staffing changes. It's the government. Staffing changes always happens. So you messed up. The contract expired June 30th, 2024. You were only supposed to pay Paxton $75,000 a year, but whoops, in 2025, we accidentally paid him well above what that expired contract was. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this contract and we're going to backdate it and we're going to ratify it back to July 1st, 2024. City of Orland, whoever signs this contract at the bottom with Paxton right here. Oh, it looks like Joe Goodman's name is going to be on here. Joe Goodman, if you sign this contract and this goes forward to get reviewed by the grand jury, and the grand jury deems that the city of Orland was out of line with working with this guy outside of the contract, who's going to pay the taxpayer back? Is it going to be Paxton or is it going to be Joe Goodman? You guys let me know. This is not right. We should not be seeing the city doing these types of things. Let me know what you think. I'll talk to you guys later.